This episode of the In Session Real Estate TV show is brought to you by The Power Is Now. Kenny Session has over 25 years in the real estate business in the Bay Area. Kenny is the past president of the California Association of Real Estate Brokers and the past president of Associated Real Property Brokers. And now, your host, your real estate broker, Kenny Session.
Good morning, and welcome to another edition of the In Session Real Estate TV show. We really appreciate you taking some time out of your morning to watch our show. I am Kenny Session, the broker and CEO of Session Real Estate. I've been in business since 1987, and this show has been in production since 1997. We're happy to be here now on Coffee TV, where we will be able to share pertinent information with you on a weekly basis. This is not an infomercial. This is a real estate TV show.
Good morning and welcome to the In Session Real Estate Show. I am obviously not Kenny Session. I'm sitting in for him today. But I'm so excited about what I'm here for. We're going to talk about real estate. We're going to talk about how you can help your family legacy. And the guest I have here is an expert in that field. He's going to help us understand things about real estate that we don't know already, even for those of you who are real estate professionals. I'll tell you a little bit about me and then I'll introduce my guest. My name is Frederick Tate. I'm an investment analyst and consultant to the CEO of Session Real Estate. I've been in the real estate field for close to 20 years. I was born and raised in Oakland. I know this city. I can help you find what you need to find. I've been with Session Real Estate since 2003, and this is my great pleasure to be a part of a company that's been so dynamic over the years. Now, a little bit about my guest. He hails from South Central Los Angeles, has been in the real estate business for 28 years. That's a lifetime. He has been the broker and CEO of his company for over 20 years, and he's a real estate legend, not only in the Bay Area, but throughout the state of California. He's a trainer. He's a salesman, and he's a mentor to many agents, and he's actually developed agents into brokers. So we can see that this is an individual that's really concerned about the community. He's a producer of his own TV show, and I will at this point introduce you as my guest, Kenny Session.
Thank you for having me on the show, brother.
It's my pleasure. Would you like to add anything to your bio?
Well, man, you know, I'm just excited about life. I'm excited what God is doing in my life. And that's all I can say is I give God all the glory and all the praise for all that's happening right now, bro.
Well, that's a very good thing. A lot of people don't recognize a higher authority like that, and it's good that you do. That's one thing I do know about you. Your humility in that regard is fantastic, and that's one of the things that make you a good leader. And, you know, just one thing I want to say to the audience before we really get started. You know, this is my twin brother from a different mother.
They always say that.
and it is so true. I mean, we're the same age. We have 3 children that are the same age. We're in the same business. We've just done so many great things for each other, and now we're in a situation to help the community with what they do in terms of their family legacy, their real estate, and so forth. So I'll give the floor back to you, but I just had to let everybody know.
Well, you know, Fred, I appreciate that, man. What I want to tell the audience is I appreciate Fred because what I want to tell you guys, without Fred, I don't know that I would even be here. You know, there's many times during this real estate career where one in particular, you remember when I was about to shut the company down some 10, 15 years ago, and I was kind of in a very bad way, and this brother said to me, man, don't do it.
Exactly.
And I didn't, and yet we're here again on yet another journey.
Yes. It seems like you're the king of the comeback, Kenny. That's I mean, I'm really thinking about that, you know, and I want to ask you a question about that. How many comebacks have you made?
Whoa, man. 2 or 3. I think this is number 3. You know, we've been to the top of the mountain several times, yes, and we've had the bottom drop out several times. So just thank God that we're back on the track again.
Exactly. Okay. And since we're back on track, that means you must have some sort of vision, some sort of forecast of what you like to see your company do over the next few years.
Well, Fred, it's more so a spiritual thing for me, man. I believe the word of God. I believe when he tells me I can do something, I can do it. I believe that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And, even though I've been down and many of my friends or people that have been watching, they've seen me go through some really tough times. It's not easy to run this type of business for anybody.
Yes.
Less known being a black man. What they talk about is Black Lives Matters, and we're getting beat down in the streets. So you could imagine what I go through dealing with in this business as a black man in this particular in this business. I'm not saying that using that as a crutch or anything.
Exactly.
But it is the truth. It is a little tougher. We got to be better, and we got to be on time. We've got to handle our business. So I've got a pretty good vision of what I believe is getting ready to happen, man. And I leave it right there for now. How about that?
Okay, well, I'm going to add a little bit to that, because from the time that I've been with you since, I guess, 2003 when I first came over, I've seen you manifest the things that you just spoke about. You talk to the agents and staff meetings about being on time, cut the fat out of your game. I mean, all those sorts of things. You led by example. I don't ever remember you being late to an appointment with a client, or even to meet with your agents.
Well, I won't say I've never been late, because I've been late, but I make it a point that if I'm going to be late, I at least give you a call to tell you I'm running a little bit late, because I ain't perfect.
Okay, well, I can roll with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you got this vision for the company. I know we've talked about it a little bit. I know it involves community activities. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the things you want to do for the community inside of what you're doing?
Well, that's what this show is about, Fred. I've been asked many times, why do I do the show? First of all, because I can. And secondly, because I believe that our people are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge. I believe that in our community, we're not as strong as we can be because we don't have valid information. And that's what I want to do. What this is all about is helping the community. Sometimes it's a struggle, man. Just getting getting this show up and paying for it, and all the things we have to do to keep this show on is very difficult. Not difficult, but it's challenging. But it all makes it worth it when we see the community thriving, as a result of the information we provide.
That's a very good thing. And that's the thing that makes me want to stay with your company. It makes me want to keep that. It's about doing for other people, doing for your clients and your agents. And when you do that, when you do good for other people, then the foundation is built for good things to happen for yourself. And that's one thing I noticed about you.
Yeah, and I just, we've started off in modest beginnings, and we're starting off very modestly again. But one of the things I like to do is just start working, man. We start doing what we do, and people are going to show up. If you're consistent in what you do, you will consistently be successful. So that's really my mantra, is just be consistent with whoever you are, whatever you decide to do, and that's why we're back on Coffee TV now.
Well, that's a good thing. Another thing that I've noticed over the years of working with you that's been a mantra of yours and also a practice of yours, and I've seen the results of it, is the word integrity. Now, I'm going to tell you a brief story. When I first came to the company, the first paycheck you gave me was $400 over. So I came to you, I'm like, Kenny, this check isn't right. And you're like, hey, I got to get to the airport to catch this plane. Can we take care of it Monday? I said, no, you gave me too much money. He said, okay, we'll deal with it on the next paycheck. So next paycheck comes up, and I looked at him like, you didn't deduct the $400. You know what you told me? And I bet you remember this, but I'm going to tell you. You said, oh, don't worry about it, just keep it. I mean, that was incredible. That was incredible that I'm trying to give you money back, but you weren't even worried about getting it back. You've been a man of integrity with how you dealt with your agents, the splits that they get, everything. I've seen integrity out of you, and that's another reason that your company is on the rise again.
Well, I don't want to break your heart, but I think you owe me $400.
I'll write you a check.
No, Fred. You know, man, I don't really do this for the money, man. I do need money to take care of my family because I've been a single man for 18 years, which that's about to change, as you know.
Yes,
But the thing about that, man, is just that, I do this to make people happy and to be able to be an example to people, man, that you can do good for people and still make money and still be happy. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it's about. And money is not all of this. This is not really about money.
Right, exactly. And I know that from the fact that you encourage your agents to become brokers.
Yeah.
I mean, I can think of off the top of my head 6 or 7 agents that were brokers that came out of your office. I mean, that's incredible. You don't see that at a lot of companies.
Yeah.
They think it's going to be too much competition if somebody else is out there. Well, guess what? Those people, their clients are people that they're friends with.
Right.
That's who their customers are, and it doesn't affect whether they're at your office or not. So, and that's goes back to the point of integrity. You're looking out for other people, and that's a good thing. Now, go ahead.
No, I was just going to piggyback on that because that wasn't of my doing. There's a gentleman that is my mentor,
Okay.
Ernest Clark. Ernest Clark, he told me a long time ago, it is to train people. We need to be brokers. If you're going to be in this business and you're going to continue to be in this business, strive to be at the top of the business. So that's one of the reasons that we've had so many brokers, because I can't fathom someone being an agent when a broker's license is available. Why would you not be a broker if it's available to you? So that's the way I've always told the agents is, once you get this, make a little money, then continue your education, because that's the other thing. With becoming a broker, you get a lot of education during that pursuit.
Exactly. And now, speaking of that, we talked about agents. I do want to know for the audience out there that's looking at this business even, what kind of agents are you looking for? We have some agents that are in the business already, some people that want to be. So what kind of agents are you looking for?
Well, first of all, I would tell you I'm not looking for agents.
Okay.
I'm not looking for agents. I'm just doing the business, and hopefully agents that want to do business in the manner by which we do it, they want to join us. But I'm going to be more selective this time than I would have been in the past. In the past, if you were breathing and you had a real estate license, you could come work for me.
Right.
And with that, we've got some people who had some challenges getting their license because of either felonies on their record, or they've had something on their record that would not allow them to get brokers or get in the business. And we've mentored them and got them in the business.
Right.
So I'm here just as a resource for folks. What we would like to see happen is people that are committed, that have a level of integrity. You don't have to have the highest integrity, but you do have to be working on having the highest level of integrity, because this business is not forgiving in that way. And someone who's just that has that hustle, that really wants to get out there and make a difference, not only for their family, but for other people as well.
Exactly. And that was one of the things that I remember you bringing up in the staff meeting before, is that when we go out and take care of people, we don't just go out there to try to sell them a house or find them a mortgage or refinance or something like that. We sit down, I remember this being specifically said, we sit down and talk with people, what is your 5-year goal or 10-year goal, and sometimes even 15-year goals with this house?
Right.
That way we know whether this house is the right one for them. And I remember you specifically talking about that in staff meetings, and it has turned out well. Because when I look back at people that have come through as clients of Session Real Estate, very few of those people have ever lost their houses.
Yeah.
Very, very few.
Well, I agree. We did have, during this downturn, I would tell you that we had more than we typically have had in the past. Because of just the economy.
Exactly.
But one of the things is that I don't sell somebody a house that I know that they can't afford.
Exactly.
I'm not going. And I've had it happen. Remember when we were doing all those stated income loans? You can come in there and state your income as anything you wanted it to be.
Right.
And get into a home. And I had people leave and wouldn't. One example of that is an elderly lady came to us one time. And she walked in our office with a $600,000 pre-approval letter, and I knew her income was only $3,000 a month. And the mortgage payment on a $600,000 house was about $4,000 or $5,000 at that time.
Right.
And she was only making $3,000 a month. And she came in and wanted me to sell her a house. And I could have sold it and made the money, but I refused.
Exactly.
I refused. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to set you up to fail. So that is an example of what you're talking about. Just making sure that we set people up to prosper.
Exactly.
And make sure that we're not the cause of a lot of heartache and stuff that people could go through by losing their home. We want to be a blessing to people, not a curse.
Exactly. I remember another one of your famous phrases: do your best to kill the deal.
Exactly.
Explain to the audience what you meant by that.
Well, sometimes every deal is not to be done.
Exactly.
Some deals, and I've been involved with thousands at this point. Some deals it's better to let the deal die because I believe that God has a plan. And I'm not going to circumvent God's plan to get you into this house if that's not God's plan for your life. And sometimes I've had to kill deals, and people have been mad at me because I killed deals. And I'm not going to, and I've had situations where I was mad at myself because I killed the deal. Let's keep it real. But it was the right thing to do.
Exactly.
Okay, it's the right thing to do because it's not about money. And God will provide regardless of a deal. I'm not in this for one deal. I'm in this to try to build our community.
Exactly. So it's a very good thing. Now, in terms of building the community, what are some of your goals for, or perhaps shows that you have planned that would do some community building?
Well, yeah. Well, right now we've got quite a few shows in the works. Unfortunately, I was just telling you, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
It's very difficult sometimes to book guests.
Yes.
In fact, that's why I'm here today and not over there, because we had several of our guests cancel at the last minute.
Wow.
For whatever reason. I mean, things do come up and happen. But a couple shows that we have, one of the shows that we were supposed to be working on is we're going to do an appraisal show. Okay. We want to show how appraisers evaluate property.
That's very good.
Yes,
yeah.
and then we also are going to have that appraiser talk about how do you get in the appraisal business. If you want to become an appraiser, what do you need to do to become an appraiser? We have a show that's very dear to me, and I've done it many, many, many times, and that's called Finally the Truth About Reverse Mortgages. I know we have a lot of our senior citizens watching shows during the day, and these reverse mortgage commercials come on, and they don't really know what's right or what's wrong. Right. And there is some bad about it, okay? They're not going to tell you the bad parts. They're going to only sell you on the good stuff. Well, there are some bad parts of a reverse mortgage too. But then what's bad for one person is not necessarily bad for everybody.
Exactly.
We just need to know what your goal is, what you're trying to accomplish with a reverse mortgage, whether we want you to be in one or not. And I've talked a lot of people out of not getting them. Exactly. And then I've almost had to twist people's arm to get them because they didn't understand. So there's a good reverse mortgage, and then there's a bad reverse mortgage, and we want to teach people what the difference is. We have a show that we've done with the Alameda County Child Support Division, where we're going to bring on someone to talk about child support, how to buy real estate if you have child support issues. We've got shows about lead paint. Lead paint, believe it or not, is a silent killer in our communities. Yes. Because we don't understand the danger that are inside of our own homes.
Exactly.
We're going to bring on some people to talk about property inspections. What do you look for? What are they looking for when they do a property inspections? We're going to bring on people about home warranty. So we've got a plethora of shows already lined up. It's just a matter of getting the folks into the studio. And then the one big one is we're going to be having, believe it or not, the president of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, Ron Cooper.
Oh, wow.
He's going to be coming on very shortly. In fact, our midwinter conference is going to be here in February.
Yes.
So there's going to be a lot of folks that we're going to be interviewing, doing those, some lenders, some bankers. We're gonna overload them with information.
That's very good. And another thing that we talked about at the last ARPB breakfast. We met with a financial planning company.
Right.
Yeah, so they're going to come on.
We're going to be bringing them on as well.
Yeah.
Definitely, they're going to come on and talk about planning for your legacy.
Exactly.
You know, many of us don't have savings accounts. Many of us don't know how to save money. Many of us don't know some of the vehicles available to us. So we are bringing in a very reputable financial management company that will be able to speak to those needs of the community.
Yep, all the way to estate planning. So when that final day comes, your family's not worried. They can just go on and keep.
And we've already done that show. Many of you may have already saw the show I done with Stephen Kennedy, Living Trust versus a Will.
Yes.
We just did that, and we're going to replay that show over some more times too. So you guys be looking for that, and because we that information doesn't get old. Exactly. We can put that show out there and just make sure we drill it over and over and over until we get it.
Exactly. Well, that's some fantastic information, some great things to be looking forward to on the In Session Real Estate Show. Kenny, I got a couple more questions I want to ask you, but I think it's time for us to take a brief break.
You're watching the In Session Real Estate TV show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Do you need income protection? Call Don Hills, Independent Insurance Broker.
Hello, I'm Dawn Hills with DMH Insurance, and I'm an independent insurance broker. Income protection helps families when you're injured and can't work. Life insurance is legacy planning and can also protect your mortgage. Call me, Dawn Hills, for a free consultation to protect you and your family. Dawn Hills Insurance for your every need.
Here at Infinity Investments, it's our mission to build a portfolio of investment property communities and a large network of investors, buyers, sellers, and tenants whom we serve by operating with character, integrity, and a commitment to excellence. And as our gift to you, we'd like to invite you out to one of our free monthly seminars where you'll learn the fundamentals of how to buy, own, and operate multifamily properties. Look forward to seeing you soon.
This lovely 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home is located at 3920 Edwards Avenue in Oakland, California. It has totally remodeled bathrooms, a large updated kitchen with stainless steel appliances, glistening hardwood floors, and a huge backyard. It is listed at $460,000. This 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom great starter home is located at 310 Marina Way in Richmond, California. This home is a quick walk to Richmond BART Station and is listed at $229,000. This charming 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom corner lot is located at 2751 Fruitvale Avenue in Oakland. It features a separate unfinished unit and is listed at $497,500. This 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom beauty is located at 1620 Russell Street in Berkeley. It features a 1-car garage, large country kitchen, and a separate man cave. Price to sale at $875,000.
My name is Eric Frazier, and I'm a mortgage broker. And I have a program that can help you buy a home today. In fact, it's an FHA no-no. That means no money down, no closing costs. You need to call me. If you're serious about buying a home, don't procrastinate, don't wait, call today. These programs do not last forever. Interest rates are going up, housing is going higher. The time to buy is today. Apply to buy now. With Eric Frazier, Mortgage Brokerage.
This is why you took a second job. While you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing. While you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Call 888-995-HOPE today.
We're back, and thank you so much for having me here on the show, sitting in for you today. This has been kind of fun. Now, there's a couple other things I did want to mention that's fantastic about this show. One, the fact that you are sharing this show with the other agents that work with you. That's profound. A lot of people don't think in terms of that, but as I mentioned earlier, we do for others, it takes care of ourselves and so forth. Now, and I guess that'll translate to a little bit about me. For those of you who know me from the community, from Santa Fe and Golden Gate Elementary, from Claremont Middle School and Oakland Tech, I'm here. If you want me to help you analyze properties and so forth before you buy them, that's what I do. That's what I do for the company. And I help individuals look at the long-term effect of buying that property. So if that's what you'd like to have happen, give us a call. I'll be more than happy to help you in that regard. Or I shouldn't say help, I should say assist in that regard. And I did want to ask you a couple other things about some of your goals just for yourself and what you'd like to do and see happen inside the real estate community in the Bay Area.
Well, personal goals, the biggest one of all is that I'm getting ready to get married. After 18 years of being a bachelor, I found the woman of my dreams, man. So I am so excited about my new life that I'm building with Dr. Ida Lewis. Yes. That's all I can say as my person. We're bringing our families together and we get ready to become a power couple in this city.
Well, man, I'm really excited for you about that one. I'm gonna wait a couple more years myself.
Yeah. Well, you know, Fred, I really, we only got a couple minutes left, he's telling us. But, you know, one of the things I just wanted to kind of talk on before we head out of here is that this show is not just about Kenny.
Right.
You know, I thank God and I give God all the honor and the praise because he keeps this show on. But this show is about allowing my agents like yourself, and you know, over the years we've always had our agents come in and host a show, and when you've got an idea, you know, don't call me and tell me that you want to do it, and once you figure it out, won't you go do it yourself?
Exactly.
So this is not just a platform for me to provide information, it's a platform for you and anybody who works for me. So don't be surprised if you see other folks sitting in this seat other than me, because I do know how to defer and let other folks get their glory as well. Right. So I just want to say thank you, Fred, for doing this, man. It's greatly appreciated, man.
Well, the pleasure was all mine. I look forward to every time we get a chance to get together, whether it's over a plate of food or at the office. That'll wrap up this episode of the In Session Real Estate Show. And thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
For advertising information on the In Session Real Estate TV show or to buy or sell real estate, give us a call at 510-568-4200 and log on to our website at sessionrealestate.net. This episode of the In Session Real Estate TV show was brought to you by The Power Is Now.